Hello again, DragonClaw. As promised, I'm bringing you another video of upcoming games that potentially you might be able to play in July 2022. Why do I say potentially? Well, because they don't have a fixed release date. In Steam, the thing I see is July 2022. I don't see which July, and I cannot confirm whether that's gonna be the real release or whether they just forgot to move the date on Steam. Regardless of that, I've got two other videos with games that had fixed release dates. You might want to check those out if you haven't, for high and low profile games, indie and not so indie, wooters and not so wooters of all types. This one is the more games coming out in July 2022 video. I hope you enjoyed, buckle up and let's go. I will start with a game that I have already told you about some months ago. TwilightStar, one word, capital T, capital S, Heart of Ire or Ayer, E-I-R. This game, developed and published by DragonClaw Studios LLC, is supposed to be an I think it's supposed to be an open world action RPG designed or made in the way old school classical JRPGs have been made. It says, inspired by a love for classic JRPGs, Heart of Fire blends modern mechanics with nostalgic design. This is the story-driven game under development for over 4 years by a small independent team. And it does not require the need to sign up for a DragonClaw account studio, apparently that's what it says on Steam. There is a demo available. The demo version of the game is beta and contains bugs. You can try it on Steam if you feel like it. And yeah, you can read more on Steam or go to the website of the studio. But there's party-based dual combat system. Choose between turn-based or active motion. I'm not sure what active motion is, but yeah, interesting term. Traditional storyline progression with side quests, dungeons with complex puzzles, character skills like weapon enhancement, cooking, fishing, mounts, and fast travel abilities as well. Semi-open world exploration, not full open world. Realms, CCG, card game, mini game, multiplayer coming as well, and traditional JRPG style overworld map travel. Build your own unique house and village in Sanctuary. Yeah, it seems like a cool game. I wouldn't mind trying it if I'm given a key for it. I think I applied for a key. Maybe I didn't. I need to double check my Keymail or applications to see if I did. But TwilightStar, Heart of Fire, I'm acquiring it for the second time, and hopefully it will really launch in July. The next game on the list is another interesting title, REDSIDE, Episode 1. It is a twisted thriller set in an alternate universe. The world is on the brink of war. Will you be able to prevent a disaster? Developed and published by Energy Milk. Again, it's a post-release date, July 2022. We don't know when. So far, I've only been able to figure out about the game existing as a Steam launch. I'm not sure if they're planning other platforms, but Steam seems to be a definite thing. So, a twisted plot will send the players to carry out missions in Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. The game takes place in 1996 in an alternate universe. To solve a combat mission, the player has more than 20 types of weapons available, from pistols to grenade launchers and sniper rifles. Where firearms are useless, ammunition and additional capabilities will cope with the task. In addition to brute force, the player can use cunning, elements of tactics, and stealth to help them with this. How long have you been hunting terrorists from a drone, riding armored vehicles, or blowing up enemy patrols? Special missions and minigames will make your adventure even more exciting. The game looks fun as a top-down, real top-down, not just diagonally, but actual top-down action game. Semi-shooter, I guess. I mean, there is shooting, so I guess it's considered a shooter. Yeah, it seems like it could be fun and it has potential. So whenever in July it comes, if it comes in July, REDSIDE, I think some of you out there might enjoy it. The next one is called Esse Proxy. And it's slick, stylish, and brutal. 3D cyberpunk shooter. Located in a dystopian future, you experience the intertwined stories of 3 different characters, each with their own abilities, playstyles, strengths, and weaknesses. Kill or die. Learn and repeat before you unveil the secrets of Esse Proxy. Developed and published by FromSouthGames, a top-down shooter with real top-down again, and it's action, sci-fi, cyberpunk adventure, and so on. I'm very interested in this game. It looks cool, as long as it's not some try-hard extra difficulty without options to scale it down. I can see the game doing well. There was a demo which is no longer available during the next fest back in February. I did not play it in February. I missed on that opportunity. But here it is. It's saying it releases in July 2022. It's strange because there is no fixed date, so it might not actually release. There is something they're saying that you can join the Discord for a chance to win a free Steam key. I'm not sure if this is still true, but you could keep that in mind. Take the role of several characters united by a series of past and future events, each with their own abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. Face a brutal, high-octane, yet strategic combat. One missed shot or one misstep can be the end of you, which does not sit well with me. This was bit I just said. Esse Proxy offers a hard yet rewarding difficulty. Again, does not sit well with me. If there is no option to switch to an easier difficulty if you feel like it. So developers, if you listen to this anytime, please consider adding an easier difficulty for the more casual player base out there. I mean, keep the hard difficulty for the tryhards, but reward the casuals with something, more reasonable. Find different secrets to learn the untold stories of this twisted tale. Looks like a fun game, so Esse Proxy sometime in July by FromSouthGames. It is the summer of city builders. There are city builders left and right in full might. They've been developing and releasing some. And in this video we've got Citizens Farlands, developed by Redkar Limited and published by Redkar Limited and Hawthorne Games. Citizens is a blend between turn-based city builder and a puzzler for strategy masterminds. Build a thriving settlement, extract and process resources, and manage your population by catering to their needs, thus allowing you to build bigger and better. Yes, releasing in July 2022 apparently. There is a demo on Steam. Whether it really will release in July 2022, we'll see. But it's again a hybrid of a city builder and strategic puzzler, where you create beautiful cities, manage resources, plan long-term investments, trade with foreign civilizations, and look after your subjects. Explore beautiful lands, deal with difficult problems, and think about your next move very carefully, or it could be your undoing. The demo offers a taste of what Citizens is like. It presents you with early game mechanics and showcases the basics of combat and trade. So there is a combat. You have to build a thriving city in the real game and in the demo as well. New approach to city building games. 3 campaigns with challenging quests and varying difficulty levels. Over 50 buildings spread over numerous production chains. Over 30 different resources to extract, process, and manufacture. Mechanics to spice up your experience, such as plagues, fires, and winters. Combat and trade. Endless fun with random level generation. Regarding fighting and trading, meet various civilizations along the way. Sightsee ancient temples, trade with scattered outposts, and defend yourself from ponderous Vikings. Be mindful, ravaging barbarians are not your only enemies. Fire and plague can be dangerous too. Well, with this coming out in July and then having Furthest Frontier from Grim Dawn's developers in August, I can see direct competition, and yet still both games look vastly different, so I can see both games prospering in that genre. You have to explore and discover with all this doom and gloom above. Just keep in mind one thing: if all you want is peaceful and soothing experience, then you try out free build mode. Again, similar to Farthest Frontier, there is a mode without the combat, and there is even an option to not have plagues with this mode, not just no fighting. Place buildings without any restriction on a randomly generated island, or try out economy mode for something more challenging. That's where anything can happen. You'll never run out of new land to explore. Something will always be different. I think there's a huge potential within Citizens Farlands, and I think it is different enough from Create Entertainment City Builder coming out in August. So this one's coming out in July. I wouldn't mind playing it. If I'm given a key, I would actually love playing this game. So keep that in mind, folks. Now I've got a very interesting, crazy, weird title. Monsters Wood Swag. Bust monsters, win wood, get swag. Top-down, twin stick, power-up collection, collectathon, not collection, collectathon shooter. Looks a little bit rough around the edges, but a single developer has made this game, Yorkshire Rifles. And this is going to be an early access game coming out apparently in July, hopefully in July. Action roguelike, early access, multiplayer game. Yeah, collect 5 classes of swag with 3 tiers of strength, from single-use special items to offensive and defensive abilities, temporary and permanent buffs, and follower options. Accumulate 108 different power-ups of swag, many stacking onto each another to increase effectiveness. I'm reading verbatim, by the way. You can also cosplay your characters and choose from 8 different cosplaying characters, each with differing stats, standard attacks, special attacks, and escape abilities. Find a character that suits your own playstyle, from fast-moving long-range attacker to brute force melee tank and everything in between. 10 levels of twin stick cat girl carnage, or you can use keyboard and or mouse. Each level is guaranteed by its own set of monsters, all under the power of the level boss. Activate the level nodes, defeat the boss, and flee to the exit, all whilst grabbing as much loot and unlocking as much swag as possible. Single player or co-op, so it as one cat girl army, or team up online, or one for 4-player co-op murderous mayhem. There is also the developers describe this content like monsters explode, some gifts, some bot decals. That's the mature content, I guess, in the game. Looks like a cool game. Whether it really releases in July 22 remains to be seen, but Monster Wood Swag by Yorkshire Rifles. And now we have another title that's very, very strange. World of Haiku. Yes, it sounds like something where you make haiku, but no, it's actually a hacking game. Entering the world of haiku is the first step to acquiring the critical real-world skills needed to become a cybersecurity professional. In this first and only gamified cyberpunk experience, you gain real-world hacking skills as you advance through the game missions. So it's described as RPG hacking education cyberpunk 3D game. The trailer could be misleading, but there are some gameplay elements shown in the trailer, not much, but some. And you can see different nodes and how they operate. Recently, I think like half a year ago, around the beginning of 2022, I streamed a demo of another hacking game. And this seems to be kind of similar when it comes to the in-game elements, yet still different. Whether this would be a good game, whether this would be to everyone's liking, I can tell you it most likely won't be to everyone's liking, because not everyone likes those types of games. But the ones that do, hopefully would have something to enjoy when the game is out. Whether it really comes in July 2022 remains to be seen, but World of Haiku by Haiku Inc. As developers and publishers, July 2022 is the current release date. It might change, it might not, we will see. And it's time to introduce a first-person game, a first-person shooter game. Warbox Camouflage combines all the great features of modern hero shooters, mixes in a lot of characters, and adds a ton of environmental interaction to create an over-the-top fun experience. The game is scheduled to start early access for July 2022, but again, We don't have a fixed date, so it might change to another month. Developed by Boxicity Game Studios, published by Boxicity Publishing, free-to-play indie gore, violent action, shooter, FPS, etc. Some of the tags you could expect. And yes, this game may contain content not appropriate for all ages, or may not be appropriate for viewing at work. Frequent violence or gore, general mature content is what it says on Steam. It says that the Warbox Camouflage represents the first entry in the Warbox franchise. Camouflage is an exciting team-based first-person shooter with a strong emphasis on fun gameplay and free access to all players. Engage your opponents in combat as various class-based characters. As the commander, you are able to use skills to point out enemies and their artillery. As the scout, you are able to attack enemy resources for easier destruction when attacked by your allies. As the medic, you are able to revive fallen allies and poison enemy opposition with varying forms of gases and serums. Yeah, it looks like a fun game that one should keep an eye out for in July. And here we have Divine Heavenly Acres, written DE''Vine. So that's supposedly some universe. Divine is a universe that would have multiple games. I think this is the second game of that universe. Stranded on Heavenly Acres with overgrown farmland. Farmland that presents many opportunities. Harvest trees and plants. Grow crops. Romance with other misfits. Collect and compete with monster battles. Bribe the competition. Steal from them. Get thrown in jail. No, wait, don't do. That's what it says on Steam. Relax and live on Heavenly Acres. An ancient sage has granted you farmland after the ship you are on capsized. It is ripe with nutrients to grow all your own crops and raise your own animals and monsters. Pursue sovereignty or just lay back and enjoy the land peacefully. The story is about a storm is brewing. Kuan Hakai, the ruler of Heavenly Acres, has vanished, creating a vacuum of power and corruption from his previous allies. Now, over 20 powerful warriors and mages, I guess, compete to gain power over Tenoch and become ruler in place of Kuan. On an island attached to the Isles of Tenoch lies a town of infancy. This town is being built by a bunch of misfits that were stranded there when their ship they were on was capsized by a large implosion in the sea. It tore a rift between the isles and the mainland. The cause of this implosion is unclear, but there are clues lying about the isles. Let's hope that the town or its people can come together to forge some civility and bring peace. This is me reading verbatim. So yeah, it looks like an interesting game. Regarding features, there's monsters. You can collect 200 unique monsters with their own elemental strengths and weaknesses. You can grow them with crops and food you make or buy. Farming, there's over 40 unique crops. Mining, you can mine ore nodes or cave walls, creating your very own cave. Botany, you can cut down any tree you see, any plant you find. Building, you can build barns, co-op, houses, and others. When we're talking about cave exploration, the game says that random cave exploration for stone and precious gems exists. Carve into the cave anywhere you want to gain access to hidden rooms. There's simulation apparently, you can raise animals, and there's crafting, carpentry, alchemy, blacksmithing, and more. And we shouldn't forget about the romance. You aren't the only misfit on the island. Find another and build a relationship together, get married. And there's dynamic NPC conversation system. Ask the NPCs questions, get their attention by yelling at them. Be rude or be very nice. It's up to you how you do it. It's a single player game, so I'm not sure who those other misfits would be. Most likely NPCs. And there is a level editor, so you might be able to make your own scenarios and maps and stuff. It looks like a fun 2D pixel art game, sandbox farming sim RPG game, coming out supposedly in July 2022, developed and published by Stapleton. To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end, Struck Web. Keep it cool until next time, and goodbye.